Tanatoes again, here at the Battle for Zendikar pre-release, and I'm about to start opening boxes. I've got my Battle for Zendikar pre-release pack. It has 6 packs inside of it. One dated promo, so I'll have a promo card with today's date on it, well, this weekend's date on it. Spin down die. I have a lot of spin down dice right now. I've gone to 3 to 5 pre-releases. Well, 3 to 4, no. I've done 5 pre-releases between myself and my wife at most of the pre-releases since Innistrad block. And as a result, I have a lot of spin down dice, but now I've got more. I'm very excited to see what I actually crack here. I just wish that my camera was working. We'll see. Yeah. Charge the battery pack, it says. That's this one. Anyways, let's just open some cards and see what we see in the time that I have on my camera. Cracking. The vacuum pack here is actually stronger than me. There we go. A couple of advantages to this particular pre-release, that there is no, the past few pre-releases like cons and stuff, you had to choose a clan for the Return to Ravnica block. You chose your guilds. This time, everybody just gets a pack. There's no distinction between clans or guilds or colors or anything like that, so it's just completely random what you get. It's also kind of nice that this box is an actual deck box. So you pop off the sleeve there, and you open it up, and oops, stuff falls out of it. And you can use this to actually keep cards in, which is kind of nice. It is very pretty. Let's see what my spin down looks like. I've got a nice red spin down there with the little Zendikar-y symbol on it. And my promo is a Woodland Wanderer, Vigilance Trample for 3 and a green. Has Converge, which means it enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. So if I spend 4 green to cast it, it comes in with 1 +1/+1 counter on it. If I spend 1 red and 3 green, it comes in with 2 +1/+1 counters. Very cool. Converge is an interesting mechanic, and I'm looking forward to playing with it. Now let's start actually cracking some packs. Let's see what we get. All right, so I don't think I'm going to go through and read every one of the commons. We can see some of the new mechanics that we've got going in here. Earthen Arms here, there we go. Does have a new mechanic on it. It has Awaken. This one has Awaken 4. Basically, Awaken is you can pay an extra casting cost. So when you bring it in, it has the possibility of being larger. This one has Awaken 4, so if you spend, instead of its normal casting cost, which is 1 and a green, if you spend 6 and a green, it comes in with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Or I'm sorry, you put the +1/+1 counters on target land, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste as well as being a land. So late game, turn 7, when you use this card, you get 1 land that's bigger. We've got, here's Merc Strider as an example of Devoid. I really like the Devoid sleeve design, or border design they've done. The Devoid creatures are colorless even though they cast 4 color. So this costs 3 and a blue to cast it, but it is a colorless Eldrazi processor. So we've got a couple of Eldrazi. More devoid. Some stuff that exiles. Now we're getting to my uncommons. I've got Drana's Emissary. I'm getting used to the camera there. It's a flying 2/2 for 1 black and a white. Very nice. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Very typical Orjavian mechanic there. Handy. We've got a Chasm Guide. New mechanic Rally, which works with allies. Whenever Chasm Guide or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, it gives haste to all creatures you control, so not just to allies. I do like that, and that is actually a card that I wanted for the standard deck I'm going to be putting together, so I'm happy to have gotten that. Molten Nursery, another red casting cost, but it's a devoid. My rare for this pack is Smothering Abomination. It's devoid flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card, so you get a card draw, but you have to have the creatures to give to it. A 4/3 for 4. That seems good to me. Ooh, I got a foil Chasm Guide. So now I've got 2 Chasm Guides already. And Full Art Island. Yay, full arts! Full arts are back! Next week, I'm going to be getting a Fat Pack. Battleground is doing a Fat Pack challenge, so I'm going to get a whole Fat Pack and build stuff out of it. That's pack number 1. Pack number 2. I don't think I've seen anything with landfall yet. That's another of the mechanics that I know have returned here. Ah, here's one with Awaken. Oh, here's landfall. So, just another common. I have the Geyser Field Stalker. And the Geyser Field Stalker has landfall when a land enters the battlefield under your control. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It is a 3/2 for 5, so not great to start with, but becomes a 5/4 when a land hits the board, and you have various ways to get extra lands, so it has the potential to be bigger. Not the best landfall in the world, but we'll see. Let's see. Uncommons, I have an Angel of Renewal, another ally. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Nice. Crypt Cruiser lets you put a card an opponent owns into exile. Oh, is it a processor? Yep. From exile into the player's graveyard and tap a creature. Not the greatest processor in the universe, but we'll see how it works. Blighted Woodland. This is a part of a cycle of blighted lands that you can sacrifice for various effects. This is the 3 and a green one. Sacrifice it to search for up to 2 basic land cards and put them into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So, if I'm running green and I have landfall, there's a way to get 2 lands in 1 turn by paying 4. Nice. I have a Canopy Vista. This is one of the, this is my rare for this pack. This is one of the Zendikar dual lands, which the internet has failed to name. I don't know. We'll just call it a Zendikar dual land. This is the green-white one and enters tapped unless I have 2 or more basic lands. A Full Art Island. It is my favorite Full Art Island. I got the Cups land, which I'm so happy they're reprinting. I wasn't playing Magic during the last Zendikar, so it's a lot of fun to be able to get the Zendikar Full Arts now. That's 2 packs, 2 Full Arts. Pack 3. Okay. So uncommon, Scythe Leopard has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1, but it's a 1-drop, so it comes out much earlier. I like that better for landfall. So if I'm playing green, I've got the landfall to do it. Sylvan Scrying lets me grab an extra land, search your library for a land card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Doesn't have to be a basic land, it's any land, so I can grab my multi-lands with that. Slab Hammer. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may return land you control to its owner's hand. And it gives that creature +2/+2 until end of turn. I may be going with a landfall deck for today, because obviously that's a lot of fun with landfall. You can pop a land back into your hand and then play it again. So you get the +2/+2 from the Slab Hammer, and then you get your landfall. And I have another multi-land. This is the Blue-White Prairie Stream. Again, Zendikar dual land. So I've got 2 of those already. Got a foil card, a Silent Skimmer. It's a foil common, but foily. It's a Flying Devoid. It's a 0/4, but when it attacks, defending player loses 2 life. Okay. Full Art Mountain and an Eldrazi Scion. I am halfway through. All right, so uncommons in this pack. I have a Plated Crusher, Trample and Hexproof, always good. I think if I'm playing a green deck, I can't think of any reason that I wouldn't want that. It's a 7-drop, but Trample and Hexproof, 7/6. I've got Resolute Blade Master, another ally. This is one that I want for my allies deck that I'm building. And its rally ability is creatures gain double strike. Yes, yes. Double strike for every ally. Oh my goodness, yes. Blighted Gorge, that's one of the Blighted cycle. This one is for 4 and a red. Sacrifice it and it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. My rare is Akuma Hellkite, a dragon. Has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If that land is a mountain, it deals 2 damage. So that's a new landfall mechanic that the type of land matters. What were the 2 lands that I had gotten? Because I had 2 of the multi-lands, and the multi-lands in this set have the possibility of being a mountain. So let me see. My Prairie Stream, Plains Island, and Canopy Vista. Oh well, no mountains to feed my Hellkite. Got a Plains and an ad card that's nothing. 2 more backs, and then I'm gonna start building. This is weird. All right, so I'm going through this pack, and there's a card that's backwards. Can you see? I just opened it. It was just in the pack backwards. I've never seen that before. It's a common. It's not anything exciting. I've just never seen a card backwards in a pack like that. All right, so I've got the Expedition Envoy, a 2/1 for 1. Yeah, nice 1-drop. Is it an ally? Yes, Human Scout ally. I'm building an allies deck. Brood Monitor. When it enters the battlefield, put 3 1/1 color. It's a Eldrazi drone, and it gets you 3 scions when you put it into the battlefield. Excuse me, gracious. And you can sacrifice them to add 1 colorless. It's 4 and 2 green, so not bad. Bane of Balaged. Whenever it attacks, defending player exiles 2 permanents he or she controls. It's a 7-drop, and it's an Eldrazi for you. Oh man. Oh man. 7/5 for 7. Kiora! Yes, I got a Planeswalker. So yeah, I'm inclined to go green today. And I got another of the Cup Islands and a plant token. So let's see. Kiora can untap 1 target creature and 1 target land. That's her +1. -2, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card or land from among them into your hand. Put the rest in your graveyard. That's our -2. And the -8 is her emblem, which is crazy, crazy, and will never ever happen. You gain an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature. And then, after you put the emblem on the battlefield, put 3 8/8 blue octopus creature tokens onto the battlefield, so they all trigger that emblem. It's never going to happen, but it's the dream. I would very much like to get Kiora to fire off her ult. Fight all my enemies' creatures. Sadly, the octopus tokens don't have haste, so you can't immediately crush your opponent with them as soon as you bring them out, but wait a turn and you can. They're not allies. Well, no, they don't have to be allies to get the haste. So you could pop out an ally after bringing them out, give them haste, and swing out for lethal. Let's see. Final pack. I have a Serene Steward. Whenever you gain life, you may pay a white. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay. I don't mind making creatures bigger with life gain. Rot Shambler. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. So do that with the thing that makes you sacrifice a creature every turn. Could be fun. Carrier Thrall. When it dies, put a put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion onto the board. So he's a 1 or a 2/1 for 1 and a black, but when he dies, you get a Scion, which is a 1/1 that you can sack for mana. Woodland Wanderer. It's the same as my promo, so that we've already done. Ooh, a foil rare. Fathom Feeder. There we go. So a Death Touch 1/1 with Ingest. So whenever it hits, it exiles the top of your opponent's library. For 3, a blue and a black, draw a card. Each opponent exiles the top card. So that's a good way to build up some exile. And then another full art island and a core ally. All right, so I'm going to do some organization, do some deck building, and then I'll come back to the stream and we'll take a look at the deck that I've built. I'll be back in a few minutes. Bye.